Every year, lakhs of students in India dream of becoming doctors. They work day and night, crack NEET, complete MBBS, and some even do PG. But once the degree is in hand, the big question arises: is India really a good place to be a doctor today? In this video, we'll explore the reality of being a doctor in India, from how many doctors we actually have to their salary, working hours, challenges, and future opportunities. And by the end, you'll know whether staying in India as a doctor is worth it or not. Let's begin with the most basic, doctor to population ratio. According to India's Union Health Ministry 2024, India has one doctor for every 834 people. Now at first, this may look better than WHO's recommendation of one doctor for every 1000 people, but here's the problem. This number includes Ayush doctors, dentists, and inactive practitioners as well. If we count only active MBBS and specialists, the ratio is still much lower, especially in rural areas where healthcare access is limited. So while the ratio looks okay on paper, the ground reality is that many villages and small towns still don't have enough qualified doctors. And this shortage of doctors directly affects another big factor: how much doctors in India actually earn. The salary of a doctor in India depends a lot on qualification, specialization, and whether you are in a government hospital or a private setup. For a fresh MBBS graduate, the average salary is around 4 to 7.5 lakhs per year. For MD, MS specialists, it can range from 9 to 30 lakhs per year depending on the branch. Super specialists and cardiologists or neurosurgeons in private hospitals can earn even more. But here's the catch: in the early years, many doctors earn less than engineers or even IT professionals. It usually takes years of study, specialization, and experience before the income becomes stable. And with all this effort, you would expect doctors to have a balanced work life, right? Unfortunately, that's not the case in India. Doctors in India are known for their hectic schedules. On average, they work for 70 to 80 hours per week. For junior residents and PG students, this number can go even higher, sometimes over 100 hours per week, especially in government hospitals. This means long night duties, emergency calls, and barely enough time for personal life. Burnout among doctors is becoming a very serious issue in India. Now let's talk about the biggest reality check: the NEET exam. Every year, more than 2 lakh students appear for NEET. But do you know how many actually get an MBBS seat? 1 out of 16. The rest, many are forced into expensive private colleges where fees go beyond the reach of any middle-class family. The journey from coaching classes to sleepless nights becomes a roller coaster filled with pressure, anxiety, and endless stress. For a teenager, it's not just an exam, it's a life or death situation. But suppose after all this, you finally become a doctor. What comes next? Let's discuss. Here comes the harsh truth. Doctors in India are not just fighting diseases, they are also fighting mistrust. According to the Indian Medical Association 2017 survey, more than 75% doctors have faced workplace violence. Yes, 3 out of every 4. And the worst part, many times they are harassed, abused, or even attacked by patients' families simply because they are seen as the face of a broken healthcare system. Imagine working tirelessly for hours trying to save life and then being unfairly blamed for a death that wasn't even your fault. The respect once given to doctors is slowly being replaced by suspicion and anger. And as if this wasn't enough, let's look at what happens inside the hospitals behind these closed doors. Life as a doctor in India is anything but balanced. Endless working hours, night shifts, and low pay leave doctors exhausted mentally and physically. There's hardly any time for family, friends, or even basic self-care. The constant pressure leads to burnout, depression, and mental stress. In fact, many young doctors admit they dream of leaving India not because they don't love their country, but because they want a chance at a healthier, more balanced life abroad. It's heartbreaking but true. And that brings us to the question many young doctors are secretly asking. If you're someone who's considering a healthcare career outside India, you're not alone. Thousands of doctors every year prepare for exams like PLAB, USMLE, and AMC to build their future abroad. And to help you understand this better, we have made a detailed video breaking down the entire process. Trust me, it might completely change your perspective, so don't miss it. The link is in the description. Doctors sacrifice their sleep, their comfort, and often their mental peace just to save lives, but the system they work in makes their journey unimaginably difficult. From cutthroat competition and financial burden to harassment, burnout, and lack of respect, the struggles are endless. If things don't change soon, the future of Indian healthcare could be in serious danger.